You can't get past 3, but we'll get to 2 and to 1. Yeah. Good morning, folks.
The quiet in the studio.
Nice
We had a
to
kid
see you
that
again.
worked for us that
Nice to see us again.
yell before
And
virtual.
today we want to talk a little bit about what today is. And how many of you know what today is?
Tuesday.
It's
November 11th.
it's Tuesday.
Tuesday,
that's
November
right.
11th.
It's November 11th, and the armistice for the First World War, as I recall, happens. They agreed on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Well, but it's not the 11th hour yet.
And so that was the armistice day for the First World War. And the Second World War didn't have one of those things. They just all gathered on the Missouri and signed paper, and got that going. But anyway, why do you suppose they had to have it that way? The armistice on agreement on the 11th.
Google that. Let's find out. Or do you want to know our opinion before we find out?
Yeah. Well, they had to agree about something in order to stop that war, and there was no Japanese war there. And the Japanese war was only in, well, according to the Chinese, it was kind of early, but it was in the Pacific War and the Second World War. But I don't think they had any agreement like what are you nervous about?
What am I nervous about?
I'm not nervous. He's just getting comfortable.
Nervous.
His leg was moving.
We got the restless,
Shut up, Dad.
restless leg syndrome. Restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
Nervous about honoring the veterans that came before me.
All right. That's a good thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Well, the reason is because it ended on November 11th. First World War ended.
that's because of the armistice.
It was signed between the Allied nations and Germany, and the fighting ceased on. So it's the fighting that ceased on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th
Yeah.
month.
That was something they could agree on.
And it was known before Veterans Day as Armistice Day
Yes.
to commemorate the end of that war.
Yeah.
In 1954, however, Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the bill that changed the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day, establishing it's a day to honor all American veterans.
That was nice.
What a thoughtful guy.
What a thoughtful guy.
What a thoughtful
Do you
guy.
think he was
Yeah,
a veteran
he was a
too?
thoughtful guy. Yeah.
I'm gonna bet on that one.
Either that or he wasn't.
Well,
He was president.
Werner
yeah.
von Braun kind of designed a space station for him that you could get in and walk around on,
Who was that?
and
What did I say?
Was Eisenhower?
I'm going to say no.
Werner and
He was a general. Yes, he
He
was.
served in the
Who?
World War II and the Korean War.
Eisenhower.
yeah, but Eisenhower decided that he needed interstate highways so he could move troops from one side of the nation to the other side of the nation without these little roads, that everybody had to travel on, and that's how the interstate highways came to be.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Interesting.
Now we can all go on road trips.
And I don't know whether that was in November or what,
All of the interstates were built in November.
Does anybody know what the flag should be
Very
on
fast.
today?
Half-mast.
Half-mast?
That's what I think.
Why do they have to be half-mast?
In honor of
To
all those
honor
who
the
have
veterans.
fallen.
Those that have fallen.
Hmm.
Is that true? Is that what the flag protocol is?
I believe so.
Oh, well, did you fix the flag outside?
No, I haven't yet.
He was
There-
asking Mark if you
he
did
put a
this.
request- he put a request in.
Requesting to Mark.
Of course
Yeah,
you did.
put a request into the boss.
Uh-huh.
Boss.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, God, okay, good, yes, yes, yes!
Yes, Queen.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it will be,
Well-
soon it will be properly flown.
It's pretty amazing
It's a big
that
day.
Eisenhower was able to build
Full staff.
a.
Full staff, it's
Full
not
staff?
half staff today.
It's not half staff. We're all
Yeah,
yes.
celebration, not a morning.
It's a celebration, not a morning.
Celebration.
Okay.
There we go. We're celebrating.
Good to know. We're celebrating.
Yeah, celebrating, yeah.
I don't know that everybody understands the levity, or the gravity, not levity. Oh, more
Of the
coffee.
celebration.
Bailey's?
I probably should have Bailey's today.
Little Freudian
Um,
slip there.
Yeah, of Veterans Day. We were at the, we were doing an auction this weekend. I'm not gonna say what auction it was. And, there was,
Because you're humble.
no, it's cause I don't wanna make anybody look stupid. But yeah, it's cause I'm humble. That's for sure. But there were 3 women talking about, they don't understand why the kids aren't going to school on Tuesday. They don't understand why the kids aren't going to school on
The
Tuesday.
people at this auction?
And I didn't say anything, but I kind of registered it a little bit, and
Uh-huh.
and they were partaking in the fun.
Were they drunk?
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's a fear that you have, my generation anyway, or me, that it is forgotten why today is so important. I mean, my husband is a former Marine, and he fight in a war? No.
He's not a former Marine.
Yes, he is. He says it's not X. It's
Retired?
He's a Marine all his life.
Yeah, he is a Marine, but he uses the word former, which
Yeah.
means he's not currently serving. But yes, he is a Marine. But they trained those people that didn't fight in wars. The Marine Corps and the Army. I mean, the Navy too, Air Force, kind of. But,
Kind of.
Kind of trained.
kind
Yeah.
of trained them for war.
Off we go.
The pilots. Anyway, but
It's
the,
really just a little boot camp.
it's
Just
kind of
48
really
hour
not
boot
the
camp.
same.
Yeah.
I was married to one of those guys. Learned off of the wussies. Anyway, no, I'm kidding.
wussies
They're wonderful people.
My brother-in-law is in the Air Force. So
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's a lunchbox service.
It's a
It's
little
good.
bit. It's alright.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
So I guess, yeah.
But anyway, that's
It's
just
not
because
as
I'm married to a Marine that I say that.
It's not as
Alright.
prestigious as the Coast Guard. some would say.
Definitely not.
Adam, I hope you see
My
this.
point.
Yeah.
My point is that, but they were trained, and at any given moment, they were prepared to go do that. And for you to be prepared to do that is a lot,
It is.
because at any moment, anybody that's serving is prepared
Called up.
to be called up, and then then you've got Vietnam, where those kids, babies, were called in and called up.
That was it.
And that war, in my opinion, doesn't get the heaviness that it should get for the veterans that served in that. A lot of those men won't talk about that time in their life.
Well, the soldiers, the Marines were all mistreated when they came home.
Oh, absolutely.
And they weren't revered or celebrated. They were mistreated, and that was a very bad thing.
And our government could have put a stop to that. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, they could have held those people substantially higher than they did. It messed up a lot of men and women. The nurses in those, and the Korean War as well. The Korean War, they didn't get treated the same when they came home, but it was an awful, awful situation.
Yeah, the Korean War is essentially forgotten.
It is, yeah.
Except when you watch MASH.
Yeah, and actually MASH is a comedy,
Yeah.
but the writer of MASH actually followed to suit
Yeah.
what happened over there
Uh-huh.
in the army hospitals, and tried to spin it, not joyful, but tried to spin it so that it wasn't as horrible.
What is MASH?
Yeah.
MASH is a great show you should watch. It was the longest running ever series. Alan Alda was in it, and it was a mobile army, mobile army surgical hospital. So these are the guys
Yes,
that put them back together.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, the difference between the Vietnam War and the Korean War and two recent wars, the people in the military in the recent wars were trained. So the gentleman that Mark and I have come to know and love deeply from Carrington, literally, when their arms and legs were blown off, were taught how to tourniquet. They were taught
Yeah.
how to survive better than those previous wars and conflicts.
Yeah.
And so then they came home and had amputations, and it was bad. So Veterans Day, in my opinion, should be a really, really huge day. And like I'll talk to the three of them in there, but they know, those kids know that their grandfather on both sides, served. And in fact, one of their grandfathers was in war multiple times. He will not talk about it because he was an Army Ranger and he was dropped in, parachuted in. And he's been shot multiple times, and he has had to do things that have left big marks on him, and he won't share those with his grandchildren, probably because he doesn't want his grandchildren to look at him differently.
Well, plus he had to shoot people.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
And that's not something I'd like
No.
to talk about.
No. So, the fact that 3 people were wondering why they had Tuesday off and it messed up their schedule,
Yeah.
is difficult to hear when I've seen
Yeah.
people directly affected by Veterans
Well, and I
Day.
think that like the people's understanding of it, and I hope that it's not the fact that people are forgetting or not putting like the amount of weight on it I hope that it's not like generationally we're moving. I hope that's not the case. I think a lot of it has to do with how you're raised and how wars and how military service has impacted your family. That being said, I think that those who have not experienced that should be made aware, and I think that schools should probably do a better job of educating on wars and
Agreed.
what people what our citizens have done to protect us and put us in a position where we are able to live a free life.
Yeah, 3% only of our population have protected us.
Have
That's not very big. 3%. That's very small.
It's a very small percentage.
Is that
3% of people have served.
3%? Yeah.
3% have written a blank check, for lack of a better,
Yeah.
I am going to do this,
Yeah.
and yes, I'm going to get things out of it, but I'm going to go do this. I am fearful that a couple of my grandsons may be interested in military, but I will support that.
Yeah.
I think 2 of my grandsons will be interested in the military.
The Japanese War, the Pacific War, was a horrible war because of the conditions that the soldiers and Marines were in, just as a result of being in being in a situation that had a lot of bugs and snakes and disease. Dysentery was a big, huge thing that those guys had to deal with, and it was just awful.
Yeah,
According to what I can understand,
I wonder if part of the reason why today's children and your age, to me, you're a child, right? You're a beautiful, adult, mature child. But he's a child as well, through,
you're a
through
baby.
my
Big
vision.
boy. Big boy.
But I wonder if why you kids
Make my own dinner.
don't know the gravity of it. I mean, you two do, but is because we have been at war currently for a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen a time in my life where there hasn't been a war going on.
And so their lives have not changed because we have been at war for a while. And back when Vietnam was happening, Korea, World War II, World War I, all of those wars, people in the country knew we were at war because their life changed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
what
was
was it?
on
World
TV.
War? It was like World War II.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Women like went to work.
Yes,
That's
they
when
had to
women
go build
started working.
planes.
Yeah, because there weren't enough men or weren't
Yes,
enough.
'cause they were
whatever it was.
fighting.
So like their entire lives.
Yes.
That's when I think women were really introduced into the workforce.
Agreed.
As,
Is this my
and
copy?
so that
It is.
shifted the entire. Yeah.
So it is just normal now. So Veterans Day isn't as revered as it should be. I believe it will be again. I believe, it will be again. It's my responsibility and Mark's responsibility and now your responsibility, right?
Why will it be revered again?
Because I think we probably are headed for another dirty one.
Like World War
Yeesh.
III.
These,
I mean, it's inevitable. We've had two.
yeah, I was
Unfortunately, I don't
gonna,
know.
I think we're headed for another dirty one.
I was gonna say something and I forgot what it was.
But also, I hope we aren't.
Me too. I pray every day that we are not, that we have learned, but we do not learn.
History
We,
repeats itself.
it does, and it's because we're not willing to learn. It's not because we don't, especially now, there is no reason why we cannot learn with this.
Yeah,
The information is at our fingertips.
Yeah.
It would be a choice not to learn today.
you'd be surprised how many,
There's a lot of
when
hate
you
going on.
mention the word Holocaust,
Mm-hmm.
how many people do not know what that is?
I had a neighbor who believed that the Holocaust did not happen. He was German. He believed that it did not happen, and he went to his grave believing that it did not happen. He taught his children that the Holocaust did not happen, and his grandchildren. He used to walk to school with them and tell them how it was fake. And I was like 8 learning about that.
I mean, if you're German, maybe there's a little incentive to believe it didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Wolfgang? What was his name? Wolfgang.
Wolfgang?
Wolfgang.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That is some really, really harsh denial. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
You know, the most prominent thing, and hats off, by the way, everybody go to Red Robin, okay? Everyone go to Red
They've
Robin.
got a good burger.
Go get a burger. I don't care. Go get an appetizer. Go have a tea.
What are we doing right now, Kay?
Red Robin. You must support them.
Do they
Okay.
love veterans?
They set up the table.
What table?
The table. It is incredible.
The white table.
Yes, it's
From the Chronicles of Narnia?
no, honey. Oh, see,
Yes,
this is
yes,
part of the problem.
That's the one.
I'm going to read it just because I think it's worth everybody knowing. The symbol, what is that word?
The symbolism of the missing?
Jeez, many Christmas, I can't see without my glasses. The symbolism of the missing man table. It was set up in their corner of their restaurant. I was so impressed. The table is round to show our everlasting concern for our missing men. The cloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when they answered the call to serve. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us that lives of these Americans and their loved ones and friends who keep the faith while seeking answers. The red ribbon symbolizes our continued determination to account for our missing. We still have missing people, guys. A slice of lemon reminds us of the bitter fate captured and missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after their decades of uncertainty. The lighted candle reflects our hope for their return, alive or dead. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to sustain us and those lost from our country, founded as one nation under God. The glass is inverted, symbolizing their inability to share a toast. The chair is empty, the seat that remains unclaimed at the table. It is the most profound and moving thing if you happen upon it.
It's in Bonnie Lake.
It is in Puyallup, the Red Robin. I hope all Red Robins did it, but I don't know. But go to the Red Robin in Puyallup behind the mall. They did it.
Okay. Well,
And it's beautiful and it pulls at your gut. They did it at Carrington. I don't know. I should probably do it here. But you know, it's powerful. There are people that never came home.
Yeah, that's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So I'm passionate about Veterans Day, if you can't tell.
yeah.
I think as most people should be.
Oh,
I just wish everyone was. Yeah.
I think every student in school ought to understand what the Second World War was about.
I think that people should understand what every war is about. Let's not repeat it.
Pardon me?
Every war. Let's don't repeat.
Yeah, but it's, the First World War was a nasty thing. It was trench fighting. And the Second World War was some of that, but that's where you had those camps for camps for Jewish people and people that just didn't quite fit the mold that the Nazis had for being part of the Third Reich. And the Third Reich is Nazism is forbidden in Germany, I believe, at this time. So it's important for them for students to understand what all that's about, and it's important to understand what this nation did during the Second World War, and the Japanese part of it, and that was the internment camps, and since have been seen to be, well, not very good, not very nice. It shouldn't have happened, but Roosevelt, I guess, didn't know what else to do, so they did that. But the interesting thing is that the Japanese in Hawaii weren't interred in internment like they were in America for some reason. I don't know why.
I love the fact that the flag is supposed to be flown at full, celebrating instead of mourning. We have Memorial Day, which is definitely half until noon, and then we lift it.
What is the protocol
For what?
today?
Up, all the way up. Celebration. We're not mourning today. Today we're
Okay.
celebrating our veterans.
All right.
Those that we've lost, those that we've had, those that have served, those that are serving. A lot of people. 3%.
Yeah. Yeah, and
3% of 3
there's
million.
a lot to be considered with regard to the veterans that need
of thousands of
medical care
Hundreds of thousands of people.
and aren't getting it. And I think, does our president have something to do with that, or
They have to do with what?
the veterans that need medical care are not getting medical care?
The Veterans Administration has struggled, but I believe it has become more on the, I think they're rectifying that because they've had to.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that was just announced, right? That they're gonna put it all back together.
Yeah, they have to.
yeah.
You can't have somebody serve for you and then say goodbye. I mean, the human loves to do that, but
Well, it's age old.
Yeah.
You know, all the before, you know, the soldiers that were in the plane, you know, they just left them there, you know.
Yeah.
I think.
Every single
I don't
day.
know.
every single day. Yeah.
You're doing God's work.
Something, all right. Well, good job today, Dad, on your podcast. That was
Job.
today is an important day, and
Thank
I
you
appreciate
for
you.
your service.
Yeah, thank you for your
Yes, thank you.
service.
Mark, you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Well done.
Yeah.
and the Marine Corps and the Army and the Navy are all 250 years old this year. Yesterday, the Marine Corps was 250.
Where did that start, Ivan?
Huh?
What tavern did the Marine Corps start?
What tavern did the Marine Corps start in?
Oh, I don't know.
Toon.
What?
We went to a replica of it.
Toon Tavern.
Where's that at?
Huh?
T-U-N.
How about that? And they they have celebrated it ever since.
Is that in DC?
Yeah.
That's in DC?
It's
Yeah.
outside of DC. It's
Yeah.
in help me.
Wellington?
No. Quantico.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. All the services just, you know, they just started and away they went. And
Yep.
you know, Navy, what, John Paul Jones and I don't who was the known Marine that got started.
A known Marine?
Well, like, you know, a person that was kind of the start. I don't know who that was.
Like, who is the founder?
Well, there's not really a founder. It
The
was
Marine Corps had a different name before Marine Corps, correct?
I believe so.
What was the Marine Corps' previous name?
I don't know.
This one. 1st Battalion, 1st Marines, Managed to. That doesn't seem right. The previous name?
Yeah.
I see.
Continental Marines.
Continental
No,
Marines.
there you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Founded during the American Revolutionary War.
Who was it?
Continental Marines.
And then most famous Marines.
Chesky Puller.
What do you say?
Chesty Puller. Yep.
Yeah, what Marine means, or started out, that's, they were a shipboard. And they were,
That's a Marine right there giving you all that information. He
they
was
were,
right, wasn't he?
Well, the most decorated and venerated Marine in
yeah,
history.
they were, they were people that would be launched from a ship onto the land to do what they needed to do there, and so that was carried forward to the Japanese War, and did the Marines have much to do in the European War? I think that was mostly Army.
Don't know.
Yeah, the Marines were in the Pacific War like crazy. They were,
Freaking diamond.
they were
Fell out
Oh
again.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's only 3 weeks old.
they had a,
I'm looking to press the phone for them. Beautiful though. I love that.
Huh.
Very pretty.
All right. Tip your hat. Say goodbye. Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
for your service, everybody.
Thank you for your service.